had an incredible rookie year last year, setting the record for the most home runs by any rookie ever with 53. His 2020 season is very dependent on his ability to be consistent in his sophomore year, which is very difficult to do. But also Cespedes is coming back for the Mets. So Alonso in the middle of the lineup, if Cespedes can participate and really add to the dynamics of the Mets lineup, it should give Alonso the opportunity to continue to be good with regards to RBIs, home runs, and runs scored. My number 3 pick, first base, Pete Alonso, the New York Mets. At first base, my number 2 pick this season, and really one of my favorite players at all in baseball because of his consistency, Freddie Freeman of the Atlanta Braves. They even call him Mr. Consistent. He always has, almost always, 100 plus RBI, 30 plus home runs, 100 plus runs scored. He hits per average right around 300. The number 2 and a very fine pick for second with regards to first base. Freddie Freeman, Atlanta Braves. At first base, and my number 1 pick for a first baseman for the 2020 fantasy draft would be Cody Bellinger of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Cody won the MVP of the National League last year, has the capabilities of doing it yet again this year. The Dodgers are continuing to strengthen their lineup. Bellinger is right in the middle of the lineup. He has 40 plus home runs a year, 100 plus runs scored, 100 plus RBIs, and hits right around 300. There's not more that you can ask from a player, except he does offer more, that he's a first baseman